Hello, football fans. Ryan here. Welcome to episode 1 of Officials Timeout. We're officials. We're taking time out to talk some football. You've seen a lot of video on this channel. Now you're going to hear 3 officials talk about it. You know me. You know my voice at least. I'm Ryan, and I'm also joined by, to my left, another Ryan. Ryan, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, my name is Ryan. I just finished up my 6th year of officiating football. I'm primarily a headlinesman living right now in Vancouver, Washington.
Yes, the EFOA stands for Evergreen Football Officials Association, and we do high school football in Southwest Washington, Vancouver, Washington, not Vancouver, British Columbia. And the Justin in this Ryan sandwich is Justin. Justin, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. My name's Justin Hestigan, and I've this was my 15th year officiating high school football, and happy to be here. I think I want to start off by thanking you, Ryan, for putting all this together. Ryan Hogan, I guess I'll go with that. Your content's been great. It's been really awesome to see what you've put together and what you've done for the group, and obviously being part of that association. Thank you for all that you do, and Ryan Morin, you with your social media prowess. I mean, this has been great. I'm really happy to be a part of it, to be here. So thank you.
And Justin used our last name, so this will be our last episode. The police, I'm sure, will be here momentarily, taking it away. My alias has been blown. And before we go any further, let me just tell you what I hate about Ryan and what I hate about Justin. Ryan is 10 times the official I was at year 6, and I won't even be anywhere near Justin at year 15. So I just want to throw that out there right away. These are 2 great guys, 2 great officials, and I'm really happy. I'm really excited to hear what they're going to say. Before we get going in earnest, if you guys wouldn't mind, I just want to take a moment to kind of discuss this YouTube channel. If you guys don't mind, feel free to jump in, because I think you've both played a big role in this, whether you know it or not. You both played a big role in this. And I'm going to go back to the beginning. It was the Big Bang, All Matter. No, not going to go back that far. Pre-COVID, like 2018, 2019, a member of the EFOA wanted an off-season training regimen, wanted a meeting off-season. I was on the board. It came to me. I said, yeah, great, awesome idea. Let's make it happen. We went to the board. The board was thrilled. And at this time, the board was like, let's get more video in our training, because we hadn't had that. Old timers would tell you we couldn't get more than one video to work, and the technology would fail. We had overcome that. And so we started an off-season meeting. I don't know when you guys started going, pizza and pigskin. We'd meet at a pizza joint. We'd have pizza, beverages, and we'd watch football. So this other official put together the video. He really liked doing it. I didn't know now. It's very addicting watching this video, and he found that out. Well, guess what? He got sick, really sick, had to quit officiating. So it fell onto me for some reason. Okay. So I had to put together video for these off-season training missions, these off-season training meetings.
You can call it a mission.
What's that?
You can call it a mission.
It felt like a mission, Mission Impossible. And what I realized, what I needed was this YouTube channel that we now have. This is what I needed, and we didn't have it, because it dawned on me, I need to get plays, and the only way I could get those plays was by watching a high school football game and pulling them out. Up until then, we would watch NFL films. Not NFL films. We'd watch NFL games, college games, and we'd take snapshots or video off the TV and show those. And we'd say, okay, pretend it's Friday night. It never worked. The first thing out of someone's mouth was, yeah, but at that level, that's a foul and blah, blah. It never worked. So I realized we need plays. So I started watching high school football. I started pulling out plays. After a while, I'm like, let's throw them on YouTube. Let's throw them on YouTube, so our members who can't make the meetings can see them. And eventually, it just kind of snowballed to what we have today. And that's where this channel started. That's how we got here. We still have those off-season meetings. That's generally what these videos are for. But of course, we've added stuff to them to make them all kind of fun and kind of more professional. Couple of things I try to do with these videos. One, show you the entire play first, so you can form an opinion. And then after you do that, let's talk about it. Let's diagram it. Let's do all the other stuff. So many of these videos, they just started out talking. And now you have to have the headlines been moved downfield. And I'm like, what? I don't know what's going on. What am I supposed to be interpreting here? I think it's adult learning theory. Adults need to see it, form an opinion, and then either have that opinion strengthened or have that opinion pulled out from underneath them. So that's the first thing we try to do. The second thing, we try to have a little fun. Again, a lot of the videos, hello, we're talking high school football officiating. This will be hour 2 on false starts. A little dry, so we try to have a little fun. We take high school football very seriously. We don't take ourselves very seriously. So that's how I look at it. And that's where we are today. And I just wanted to say that to our subscribers who are great, to our commenters who are great. And that's where we're at. Good? Are we good?
I think it's great.
Okay. All right, good. Yeah, I just don't want to take our, we can have fun with this. Not every video has to be super serious. I know I got the corny jokes. And again, I want you to see the play so you can form an opinion first, and then let's talk about it instead of just talking about it right away. That would work if we're 18, but we're not 18. Okay. So hopefully these videos help us get through the season. And right now in Washington State, our season is still going. Our season ends the first week of December. This is at the time of recording this. So we still have another week to go. I know a lot of other states have already finished, but I would like to go around and I would like you to pick a word or phrase that best describes your season. I say a word or a phrase just so we don't, to try to pin it down. And I think that's much more interesting than actually describing it, but a word or a phrase, and then you can go on and describe it. Ryan, you want to go first?
Absolutely. I would say reset. When I came into this year, talked to my association about how I could start to get some reps as a white hat. And my association is really great. Our association, I should say, is really great. Working with me to get those reps first in jamborees and then in lower level games and working up to higher level games throughout the season. And it was a big reset. I think that for those officials out there who are, not doing white hat quite yet, or maybe haven't done white hat, it's a different way of thinking. And when you go from headlines to line judge, I think that that's a different position, but you sort of have the same processes and sort of thought. When you go from one of these positions to a white hat, it is resetting sort of what you're doing. So it was really a good challenge for me, something I'm excited to build on for next year. So I would say reset for me.
Good. Reset. I like that. Justin, a word or phrase that describes your season.
Yeah, I was going to go with something kind of similar to Ryan's, but I'm going to go stretch. And the reason why I say that is this was the first year that I'd ever really worked exclusively at white hat and at the varsity level. So I'd worked a lot of white hat at lower levels. When I started officiating in Montana, I actually was generally a back judge, moved out here, moved to the wings. And basically now the only thing I haven't really worked at the varsity level is umpire. But the reason why I say stretch is because, part of being a white hat is it's not really about, you having to make every call or make every decision, right? Your job is to be the focal point and the lead communicator, if you will, for the group. And I think the difference there is you're not just communicating with one coach like you are when you're a wing. You're kind of communicating with the crowd through your signals. You're communicating to the teams with your demeanor. You're communicating to both coaches at the same time with the way you're administering the game and the pace that you're going with. And so I think what I would say is that's a little bit of a stretch as far as your mindset going into a game, where you definitely do have to think about a couple more angles. Like, how am I projecting the professional job that we're trying to do to all of these parties that are involved in this game? And that even goes to earlier in the week when you're talking to the AD and you're making sure that your crew has their logistics planned. And so for me, that was a bit of a stretch outside of my kind of sole focus when I was more of I don't want to call it an individual contributor because we all kind of officiate as a team, but as a wing versus moving to white hat. So I really felt like that was kind of a word that I thought about a lot as I went through the season this year.
I like that stretch. And as you were both speaking, I completely 100% agree. It is such a mindset a change in mindset when you go from a position to the white hat position. And if I could just kind of add to what you said, Justin, this is a bad word for it, but I'm going to use it anyway. It's almost like you're trying to keep everyone happy. Not that you really care, but it just that, or at least not from being so unhappy that they do something that we don't want them to do. I mean, it's
almost like satisfied. Like you want everybody, like they don't have to agree, but they have to be kind of satisfied with the outcome.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You're trying to land the plane where maybe at other positions you're actually navigating the plane, or you're working on the landing gear, or you're serving drinks to the passengers. I don't know. Maybe that's not a very good analogy, but excellent. So reset, stretch. I'm going to add one, not nearly as interesting, change or changes. I'm going to go changes. I thought in our association, in our little patch of the world, a lot of changes this year. We had the rule book changes with the basic spot enforcement, which I thought were great. That was a big change. In Washington State, we had the umpire move to the offensive backfield. We won't discuss how we feel about that change, but that was a huge change. It wasn't too long ago in our association where I was a junior official on crews. Now I was the guy with the most experience. There's been a lot of turnover. We have a lot of young officials, a lot of people this year working their first varsity game or working, second and third varsity games. So we had a lot of changes there. And I also thought, and you guys can agree or disagree, I also thought we had some changes in the teams that we officiated. I actually thought the level of competition overall increased. We may not have had a high a ceiling as we've had before, but it just seemed like even our really bad team, and you guys know what that team is, I'm not going to mention it, even they got better. And so I thought everybody got a lot better, and the competition seemed to be much better. I had very few running clock games, and if they were late in the fourth. And to me, that was a big change too. So I'm going to say change.
Excellent. And if I can go back to some of the things Justin said, a lot of great points there. One of the things that I sort of realized in doing white hat is that the white hat or the referee position, it's not just a promotion from any other position. It's entirely a different position with different skill sets that are required, with different types of, as we talked about, game management and things like that. And so if there are officials, listening to this who are, thinking about making that transition, I would just say that, hey, this is a brand new position, not just, the next level of being a headlineman or the next level of being a backend. It is a brand new position, just like any other one on the field.
And I want to correct you. It's not if officials are listening, only officials are listening. We'll try to get that to change, but
hopefully some potential future officials are listening.
I hope so. Yeah, we hope so. Yeah. And I don't, there are some really good officials we all know that probably shouldn't white hat. I mean, in certain games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's controversial to say, Ryan. I think that it's a very different position requiring a different skill set, and there's nothing against somebody who doesn't want to do that. I think that you could be a phenomenal official and go on to higher levels without being a white hat is what, I would presume, because you would just want to be very good at those positions. But Justin, as somebody who has been officiating at a higher level, what are your thoughts on a comment like that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's definitely true. I think, and what you're referring to is my brief stint working locally at the college level. It was an honor to get to do that. You work with some really great professional officials, but a lot of those guys aren't white hats. Even they work high school games on Friday nights, and some of them are. I would say a lot of them are, but that's not either their chosen position or Friday night, or that's not what they work. I think to your point about the person that needs to do it is somebody that is willing to kind of, be a bit of a mentor, but also be a little bit of someone that provides structure to, the range of officials that you get at the high school level. I think that's one of the interesting things too at the high school level of choosing to be a white hat is you're kind of the mentor for the evening. Ryan, you spoke about the array of experience that we have, and having a lot of new folks working varsity games early on. You really have to take it upon yourself to kind of be the CEO, if you will, for the night, and kind of just say, get me the information and we'll go from there. But yeah, I don't think it's a prerequisite to be a white hat. I mean, some of the best rules people, that we have in the association are just back judge. They work back judge, and that's what they like to work. And just because if you don't want to go that route and you don't want to be a white hat, you don't have to be almost a crew chief on the field. You can have your most experienced person be the wing, be the back judge, be the umpire. It's really about, your desire to, work with the crew and do the coordinating, do the logistics type stuff. It really is, you are kind of just the bridge almost between all of those officials in the game. So yeah, definitely not a prerequisite.
And I'm grossly unremarkable, but I think of the 5 positions, I've worked 4 of them. I think my best position is white hat. I mean, I think I'm better than that than I am at the wings. And that's not to say that I'm a better official than anybody else. It's just personally, I think that's where my skill set serves the game the best. And sure. Despite me saying that, I'm going to say something that contradicts that. I just recently put out a video about signals. We show the rule, we tell you the rule and the yardage, and then we give you some time to think, and then we show you the signal. And yes, full disclosure, it's what I do when I don't have time to put together a video. And my cat doesn't have time to help me put together my video. So I throw out one of these, full disclosure. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. You try to put a video out every week. But I did not realize this. What is the signal? Maybe it's plural, maybe it's not. What is the signal or signals when we have a free kick out of bounds?
I'm probably going to be wrong here, but I believe it's.
I was going to go with that as well.
It is, and also the dead ball signal.
Yeah, because it's untouched.
Dead ball.
It's untouched, so the ball. Yeah.
I was shocked. I had to double check.
Seems minor, but
I remember thinking about it, and I'm like on the field thinking about it. I go, no, it can't be a dead ball foul. I mean, that thing could be bouncing around and just doing this and pointing. And then in the rule book, it says dead ball signal, and I'll do it like this. You can't see my hand, obviously, because dead ball signal, and then you roll it. I was like, did they just add this? Mm-hmm. But I looked in the rule book a couple years ago, and they didn't. But I was shocked. This thing happens to me like every year. I'll find something in the rule book and I'm like, did they just put it in there? What is it? The Mandela effect. It's like the rule book Mandela effect. And I that was one of them. So you can check out that video. Boom, boom, 4 free kick out of bounds. I was watching the video today and the white hat didn't do that. He just did this. Made me feel a whole lot better.
It was probably me.
No, it wasn't you. Again, the only person that would know would be another official, because no one in the stands is going to know that. But nonetheless, we do aim to get everything right. Gentlemen, thank you very much. We will return. This is Officials Timeout. Please like and subscribe. If you have any comments, if you want to put the word or phrase that best describes your season, please do. Please put it in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you, and we'll see you soon. If you're already a high school football official, have a great season. If you're not a high school football official, now is the perfect time to become one. Contact the Evergreen Football Officials Association and we'll help you make it happen. Until next time, we're the EFOA, making good officials better.